Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Bobe Bastra, Daf Lamed Vov. We're going to start Daf Lamed Hey on the base, 5 lines up. Omar Rav Yudah Omar Rav, Israel abomach masayakum areyu ka'akum. A Jew who bought a field from a non-Jew, he has the same din as a non-Jew. Ma'akum einu chazaka, like a non-Jew who has a field for 3 years, and if he lost the shtar when he bought it from a Jew, he doesn't have a chazaka because we assume that he stole it. Elo b'shtar, he could only prove it if he has a document to prove it. Af Yisrael, also a Jew, abomach masa'akum, if he belonged once upon a time to Reuven, and then the non-Jew was in the field, and then the Jew, Shimon bought it off the non-Jew, and has been in it for 3 years. Even though they've been in it 3 years, ein lo chazaka, he doesn't have chazaka. Elo b'shtar, only if he has a proof that the non-Jew bought it off Reuven originally. Omar Rava, says Rava, V'yoma Yisrael, if the Jew, the second Jew, Shimon, who's in the field now, Ledidi, Lamed Vav Amud Aleph, Ledidi Omar Liakum Deminoch Zabna, that the non-Jew told me himself that he bought off Reuven, Me'amon, he's believed. Says the Gemara, is that so? Mi kemide, it is something dilu akum omar. If the non-Jew would say that he bought off Reuven and he doesn't have a shtar, loy me'emon, we wouldn't believe him. Vilu omar isor mishmei akum me'emon, and now that Shimon's tiring the same taina that the non-Jew told him that he bought off Reuven, he will be believed. What's the difference? Like the non-Jew is not believed, why the Jew Shimon who comes from him who's tiring the same taina is believed? Elo Omar Rava, says Rava a bit differently. I Omar Yisrael, if the Jew that is holding it now, Chazaka, Shimon, he's tiring, Kamed Dizov Nakuminoch, I saw this non-Jew buying off you, Reuven, V'zabnon Yaliyah, now he sold it to me, and he has a migu, Me'emon, he's believed. Why? Migu, he has a migu, Diboy Omar Le, Anos Zavinta Minoch. If he's a liar, and he never saw the non-Jew buying off Reuven, so he could have said a much better lie. He could have said, I myself, Shimon, bought off you, Reuven. So, and he would be believed because he has a chazaka of 3 years. So we could see from here. So now that he's tiring that the non-Jew bought off the Jew and he saw it himself, he should also be believed, because if it would be a liar, he could have said something better and he would be believed. Omar Rav Yudah, says Rav Yudah, I mind the nokit magla v'tuvilya. We had this earlier on. Someone's holding a tool that cuts the dates off the tree. The tuvilya is a rope to climb up onto the date trees. V'Omar, and he said, Eizil igzer dakla deployni dezavantamine. I'm going to cut it off the dates off the palm tree that belonged to Reuven. I bought off the right of him to cut the fruit. Me'emon, we believe him. Why? A person won't be a chutzpin lemigzad dikla delavdidei. A person's not chutzpin to go and cut the dates off a tree that does not belong to him and say it loud. And if he's saying it and he's not embarrassed of it, obviously we believe him that it's true. Rav Yudah, says Rav Yudah, Hayman da'achzik megudo darudi lebar. So what they had the issue that the animals would come and eat the fruit or the wheat that was people would plant. So what they would do, they do a fence a meter into the property or some distance into the property, and behind the fence they'd also plant, and there the animals from the outside would eat, and then the animals wouldn't come into the field and destroy the crop. So someone who did chazaka on that part that's outside the field of someone, so Ayman da'achzik, someone's holding miguda from the fence, darudi of the animals in the barn outside. Lo yav chazaka, that's no chazaka. My timer, what's the reason? Meima Omar, the Mori Kama, the one who owns the field, says to himself, Kol Dazara, anything I'm planting anyway over there, namerudi achlile, anyway the animals are going to eat it. So what I care if this guy's eating it, I'm not going to do a mechon against him. It doesn't bother me, and therefore, when is a chazaka when each person should do a mechon? What are you doing in my field? You're taking my produce, but here this produce is anyway meant for the animals who come, so the person doesn't care that he's taking it, but it's not proof that that part belongs to him. Rav Yudah, Ochla Orla, if a person had a chazaka, and in those years it was Orla, the first 3 years of the produce, ain't a chazaka. It's not considered a chazaka because the person doesn't care, because he anyway is not allowed to eat that fruit. Tani Namiochi, we have a brisa saying the same. Ochla Orla, if someone ate a field Orla, Shvis, on Shmita, Vikilaim, or something that's also grapes together with wheat, ain't a chazaka, because the Bailim don't do a mecha, because he's anyway not allowed to, doesn't belong to him that wheat, it's also ba'no. Orma or Shvis, it's hefka for everyone. Omar Rav Yosef, Hochlo Shachas, if someone didn't plant the field the normal way, he planted it like for animals that grows quick and he cuts it quick. Lo have a chazaka, it's not chazaka. Omar Rava, V'i b'tzava de merchuza, if it's in a place next to Mechuza Kaime Abe Chazaka, because their people were rich and had lots of animals, and it was a normal thing to grow a whole field just for Shachas. That's the normal way to grow the field. So in such a case, it is a Chazaka even if you ate Shachas. Omar Rav Nachman, Tafticha lo yabe Chazaka. Tafticha, one of the pshatim in the Rashbam is that it means that it grew by itself. The wind blew some seed inside, and it rained and it grew, and someone ate the produce. That's not chazaka, because that's not proper. Chazaka is when you actually work in the field and something grows. Afi kur of ayil kur, someone planted the whole kur, and all of the produce that came out as one kur, lo yabe chazaka, because the landlord doesn't care. He says, anyway, nothing really grew. It's such a bad produce, I don't care about it. But that's not chazaka. The people of Reish Galusa who are strong and they did what they want, if they have a field and they've been in there for 3 years and will belong to someone else at the beginning, that's that they've been there 3 years is not chazaka, because people are scared to do a mechon against them. And a field that belongs to them, and you've been in there 3 years, it's not chazaka, because they let people stay in their fields for 3 years because they're not scared that they will take it, because they're strong and they'll just grab it away from him. So you can't do chazaka, you need a shtar. We learned in the Mishnah that one of the things that considered the chazaka is slaves. If you have it for 3 years, avodim yesh lahem chazaka. If it's so, v'omar Shlokish said that goydris or anything that goes by itself, like sheep, cattle, ein lahem chazaka. It's not chazaka. That means normally, if I have something, a metaltalim, and it's by me, even though that belongs to someone else, I could say I bought it off him, and I don't need any other proof that it's by me. If it's not something that people borrow or rent out, it's a chazaka. But something that goes by itself is not chazaka, because that it's by you. Yeah, it went for a walk, my sheep went for a walk, and you grabbed it, and now you're saying it's yours. You're not believed. Amarova, einaim chazaka la'alta. That's what we said. So 1 second, so Rish Lakish said, "God, you're saying I'm chazaka," and we avodim is something that goes around. So why is there chazaka? Says Rava Terah, Tomarova enaim chazaka la'alta. Yeah, that's what we said. Rish Lakish enaim chazaka means straight away, like metaltalim, that straight away you have a chazaka. But lesh laim chazaka lachagim shonim. If it's by you 3 years, even though that they go by themselves, the owner should have do a mecha. This doesn't belong to you. If you didn't do a mecha, it's a proof that it belongs to you. Obviously, you have to tell that you bought it or you got a matana. If there is a baby slave and it's by you in his cot, straight away it's a chazaka, because it doesn't move around by itself, so it doesn't make sense that it came to you by itself. So the more pshita, obviously it's not goydres, it's something that doesn't move around. So the more there has a mother and that comes to work at this person. You might have thought Dilma. So maybe the mother brought the baby over there and she left it there, and therefore it's not chazaka that it's by you. A mother would never leave a baby by someone. Anu easy, these goats. The achli chushla, they ate barley. Narador. Someone left the barley to dry in his field, and these goats came ate barley. Also mori chushla. Came the owner of the barley, Tafsinu, he caught the goats. And he says, let's say the goats are worth £100. He says his goats ate £500 worth of barley. Omar Avu the Shmuel, said the father of Shmuel, he could he's believed, Bishvur Rashbam says, until the value of the goats, until £100, more than they has to bring a proof that they ate that value. The E-boy, because if he was a liar, he could have said, I bought these goats. So Elamai, we believe him, he has a migu, and we believe him to say that they ate minimum the value of the goats. But more than that, he needs to bring a raya. The Gemara of Omar Shlokish just said before, that you can't have a chazaka. So what's the whole migu? He could have said, I bought them. He couldn't say, I bought them, because goats go around by themselves. So the Gemara, shiny, easy, goats are different. The Mesir Leroya, that people give them to the shepherd, they don't let them go around by themselves. The morning and the evening, when the owner opens his gate, the goats by themselves go to the shepherd, and in the evening the shepherd bring them back to town, and they walk by themselves home, and in that time someone could grab them. So why is there chazaka on why do you have a migu? They could have said it's yours. It's maybe you grabbed them in the morning or in the evening. So the Gemara ben Ardor Tayesh Chichi, in Ardor there was Arabs, and these Arabs steal stuff, and therefore people would not just let the goats go by themselves to the shepherd. They'd only give the goats to the shepherd hand by hand. They'd give them literally to the shepherd because they don't want it to get stolen. And also in the evening, the shepherd would come and give it back to the owner, and therefore it's not like goydrois. Rabbi Shmuel Oimer Shloisha Chodoshim. So we said that the Shloisha. We said in the Mishnah on Daf Ches Amud Aleph that the chazaka is shalosh shanim yoyim liyoyim, but that's in a field that brings a lot of produce. But we said in Sodeh Abal that gets rainwater, that's the way he waters, and it doesn't bring only less produce only once a year. You don't need 3 years. We had a machloikes. Rabbi Shmuel said 3 years, 3 months in the first year and 3 in the last, and a full year, that's 18 months. And Rabbi Akiva said a month, and 12 months, that's 14 months in total. Says the Gemara wants to understand what the difference between the shittas, what's the machloikes. Says the Gemara, Leimanir ika binayu. The machloikes is if plowing is considered a chazaka or not. The Rabbi Shmuel Sovani lo have a chazaka, and that's why you need 3 months to plant and to take produce. Rabbi Akiva holds a month is a chazaka, Sovanir have a chazaka, that they plowed it, it's enough, and that's a chazaka, and that's why it's enough 1 month. Frag the Gemara, but Tisber Rabbi Akiva, you want to tell me that's pshat in Rabbi Akiva? Why do you need the full month in the first and last year? So the Gemara Lamed Vav on base. Even in 1 day you could plow the field, so it should be a full year in the middle and a day of plowing before that year and a day of plowing the third year. Why do you need a full month? So the Gemara, Elo, the kula alma nir lo have a chazaka. Plowing is not considered a chazaka. The hocha, what the machloik is per rabo per zuta ike binayu. Do you need big pears that take 3 months to grow, or it's enough vegetables that take 1 month to grow? Rabbi Shmuel holds you need proper pears that take 3 months, and Rabbi Akiva holds it's enough vegetables that take 1 month to have a chazaka. Tonu Rabban learned near in a chazaka. Plowing is not by itself is not considered a chazaka. V'yesharim, and some people say arezu chazaka. It is considered a chazaka. Man yesharim, who is this yesharim who says that plowing is a chazaka? Omar Rav Chizda Rav Achi, it's shitas Rav Achi. The Tanya we learned in the Brisa and Nora Shana, if he plowed it 1 year, v'zora base, and in the other 2 years he planted and he cut the crop. Oh, Nora Bay, so he plowed 2 years the Zora Shana, and 1 year he planted and he took the produce. Ein a chazaka, it's not considered a chazaka. Rabacha ima arezu chazaka. Rabacha says that plowing is a chazaka, so we could see Rabacha the shitta who hold the near of a chazaka. Omar Ravashi, says Ravashi, Sha'ilis kol gdoile adur, I asked all the gdoile adur, and they all told me near arezu chazaka, plowing is considered a chazaka. Omale Rav Bibel Rav Nachman, my time a demand Omanir of a chazaka. What's the explanation of the shit who hold that near is a chazaka? So he told him, Loy Ovid Inish dekrivile le'arav v'shotik, because a person would not let someone else plow his field and he'll just keep quiet. He will make a mechor. So if he didn't make a mechor, it's a chazaka. So the Gemara, and he continued and asked him, but my time a demand Omanir lo have a chazaka. The one who holds plowing is not chazaka. What's pshat? So he said, Meima Arma, the person who owns the field says to himself, Kol Shiva v'Shiva the Karbelayel boy. When Reuven owns a field and he sees Shimon plowing his field, he says, let him go and use the machresha until the end, until the machresha gets ruined. I don't care, because once he finishes his job, he makes my field better. I'm going to go and sow and plant my field. So I'm not going to make a mechon against him plowing my field. I'm very happy for him to plow my field. He's benefiting my field. The people from Pumnara sent to Rav Nachman bar Rav Chizda, Yamdein Rabbeinu, teach us our Rebbe, Nira have a chazaka, lo have a chazaka. Plowing is a chazaka or it's not a chazaka? Omalu, he told them, Rav Acha v'kol gdoile ador, and all the gdoile ador, Amr, they all say, Nira areu chazaka, it's all, they all hold that plowing is a chazaka. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok, it's not Rav Nachman that we said before, that was Rav Nachman bar Rav Chizda, but this Rav Nachman bar Yitzchok said, Rabbusa le'michshav gavri, big deal, you say Rav Acha and all the Gdoile Ador, they all hold that Nur is a chazaka. I bring you a whole list of Rabbanim who say it's not chazaka, or Rav Shmuel, Bebavel, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva bar Yisrael, in our mission, like we said before, that they both agree that Nur lo have a chazaka. They all Amri, Nur lo have a chazaka, big deal, you saying oh, everyone hold near Ave Chazaka. I bring you a Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva from a Mishnah, Rav and Shmuel, as we're going to see soon. They all hold that near is no Chazaka. So what's the big deal that you're listing a whole list of Rabbonim? Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Akiva Masnisini, it's our Mishnah, like we explained earlier on. They hold that near is loy Chazaka. You need at the minimum Perizuta. Rabbi Shmuel even holds Perabba, but near for sure not. Tzedek Rav Mai, where do we see that Rav holds that plowing is no Chazaka? The Omar Rav Yehuda Omar Rav, do Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Akiva. This is in the Mishnah where it says that you could do Shalosh Shonim but not full years, 18 months or 18 months or 14 months. That's a shit of Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Akiva. But Chachamim, they argue and they say Chizkoso, the Chazaka is Gimel Shonim Yoim Liyoim, full 3 years. Yoim Liyoim Limutim, why are they coming to exclude? Lab Limutim, Deloy. The plowing is not enough. Even Perizuta and Perabba is not enough. For sure, plowing is not enough. So we could see the Rav holds that near is no Chazaka. Shmuel Mai, what's the source that Shmuel says that plowing is no Chazaka? The Omar Rav Yehuda Omar Shmuel, Zudu Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Akiva. We said in the Sefer of the Mishnah that the shitta that even less than a year is a Chazaka if you have 3 types of fruit in one field. But Aval Chacham argue ad sheigdor shalish deris the ivtzer gimel ptiras the inse gimel masikas. Only he has to do 3 times to cut the wheat, 3 times to cut the grapes, and 3 times to take off the olives. So we can see that Shmuel holds that you need 3 times. It's not enough near. That because Chacham hold you need 3 times. It's not enough 1 year. What's the difference between Rav and Shmuel that they say it differently? The difference between them is when you have a palm tree that's a young palm tree and you bring 3 times the produce less than 3 years. So is there a chazak or not? Lefi Shmuel, that you need 3 times taking the fruit off the tree, even though that's less than 3 years, it's good enough. Lefi Rav, no, you need 3 full years, less than 3 full years, it's not considered a chazaka. Thank you very much. We should all be zoiche to understand all dinei chazakas and remember this Gemara and do chazara. Everyone should have a blessed day.